Hey, welcome back to Poppa Scott Productions. This is another Poppa Talks episode with Brock Townsend. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Good,
Thanks for
man.
having me, like always.
Hey, man. This
Thanks
is
for being
fun.
here. It's a great day outside. Great time to be here at 1CW.
Yeah, man. So, hey, let me ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
Let my viewers get to meet Brock Townsend. So, hey, where are you from?
So I'm originally from Lewis, Delaware, born and raised. I'm a true local. So seeing this area, more so a resort area, grow has been, a roller coaster. So used to seeing nobody on the road, and now everybody's flocking to the Delaware resort areas because it's just the place to be. The taxes are low, and so it's good seeing the area grow, and it's also just trying to get used to and the capacity and volume of people. So, but it's other than that, born and raised in Delaware, and that's pretty much it. And little teeny state of Delaware.
Nice.
So,
well, hey, before we really go into the wrestling promotion and all, tell my viewers a little bit about your powerlifting. You're a powerlifter.
yeah. So, pretty much, I started working out at actually the age of 11. In my house, my dad and had some free weights laying around the house. I just started messing around with them, and it just took off from there. We actually joined the gym right downtown Milton. It's not there anymore. When I was probably about 12, 13 years old, I entered my first powerlifting competition at 13, bench press only of 185 pounds.
At 13?
At 13.
What'd you weigh?
Probably not even 180.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just showed interest from there. I was also still involved with baseball and sports in high school a lot. By the time high school was done, I really wanted to, invest in the powerlifting. I had more time, and pretty much I dedicated towards it. It's kind of for me, even to this very second, I use it as a stress reliever. It's a great sport to take your anger out on. Even nowadays, a lot of people just use that as a pedestal to fall back on as far as that. I pretty much, all the ups and downs that I've had in my past, I use that in the sport of powerlifting, and it's such a great feeling, not just to be strong and, feel dominant portion, but it's at the end of the day, especially after a competition, your emotions are drained out, and it's just a good relief.
Absolutely.
Same thing as wrestling. So
well, let's talk a little bit about your competitions. I know you don't eat your own horn. You're that guy. But tell my viewers a little bit about some of your accomplishments. You won some championships, right?
Yeah. So
tournaments. Well, I don't know what you call them.
Yeah, I compete in two weight classes. I compete in a 242 pound weight class and also 275. Obviously the 275 is a lot more competitive, but nowadays 242s are actually outweighing, or weight wise, over 275s. Pretty much I hold the Delaware state record for squat, bench and deadlift, in all three events and categories. About a month and a half ago, I competed, and I actually broke those records again, same records.
Well, I follow you on Facebook. So.
Yeah, just by a couple more pounds. And honestly, it was from the start, from prep-wise, all 13 weeks to the very end was perfect, no injuries. And actually, that day, my dad actually came to watch me the first time in probably over 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So that was a great motivation for me as well. And to hit 9 out of 9 lifts was just absolutely, breathtaking. After a competition, it's just a natural thing for me to, a lot of people, they look at me weird, but when I get done my last attempt on my 9th lift, I just break out and just cry. It's not I try to or can help it. It's all the emotions, because I use all my emotions, and I suffer from a little depression, of course, like some people do, and I use it all in 13 weeks of training and anger, and I use that towards it. And then when I finally accomplish that goal, it's so overwhelming that actually I just can't contain my emotions even after. And I remember my dad looks over after my last attempt, and I'm sitting there just crying, and I don't mean to.
Yeah, it's emotional.
And he's like, "What's going on?" He hasn't seen me cry in years, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I just do this. So, but yeah, it was just a good day, and but yeah, I'm going to take a break for a while after, just give my body a break.
Heal up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just it takes a lot on the body. So now I'm just doing light stuff in the gym, machines, cables, light stuff, just maintaining and staying healthy. That's pretty much it. So
cool. Well, you're in the medical field.
I am.
Are you a registered nurse? Are you a nurse?
I am not. I'm a EKG technician, part-time, and I also work in the hospital pharmacy. So it's a very demanding job right now.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool when I first learned that.
Yeah.
Big
so
old rocks.
I'm actually going to school
Taking care of people.
Yeah, I'm actually going to school right now for radiology. So I'm trying to accomplish that, get that knocked out, and actually start on my career-wise. So
that's really cool. Okay, well let's go into the wrestling.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
That's pretty cool. So where did you get your interest in wrestling? As a kid, or?
So yeah, absolutely. So actually, it's a funny story. I remember I was 4, and we were about to. I was getting ready for a karate tournament in Salisbury, Maryland, and as getting ready to leave, I put in my stepbrother's WrestleMania 6 cassette tape, and the first thing that just came on at that time was the Warrior and Hogan. And ever since then, I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" Especially that WrestleMania in general, and it just took off from there. I would, we would actually Friday nights. My brother would invite like 10 different guys over, and we would wait for it to get dark, and we would actually wrestle in the front and backyard with just all night long, and that's how it got started. I actually went to a few shows, of course, and it showed interest as well, and started training and stuff. And but yeah, pretty much when I was 4 is when it clicked on. And also my grandparents, they were like huge wrestling fans. So Saturday nights, we would. My grandfather would cook up fries, and we would sit there and watch a 2-hour show, and just my dad hated it, but
yeah, but that's cool. You had that connection with your grandpa.
Oh yeah, and they literally got me into it. My stepbrother was the first one, and they definitely it was a catalyst for them to bring me in. So,
well, I heard you mention the Warrior. So he was my favorite. Was he your favorite, or do you have other favorites?
So, I was just asked this question. Probably, especially in the late '90s. It was definitely Shawn Michaels. And I kind of stopped watching wrestling for about 3-4 years. I just started growing, and I was playing baseball a lot. I just kind of fell out of it. I started my first show watching back was WrestleMania 19. I was at my cousin's, and he goes, Look what's going on now in the WWE, and I was like, and Nathan Jones is standing in the ring, kicking Big Show, and I just started watching it from there. So yeah, it's definitely Shawn Michaels. I have a lot of favorite wrestlers. I just like a lot of guys, Lesnar, of course, Batista and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely Shawn Michaels was probably the growing up role model, I guess. Yeah.
So how did you get into the business? How did you become a professional wrestler?
So in 2004, I actually attended an indie show, Maximum Championship Wrestling, at Sussex Central High School. I had interest right away. I got with a promoter. We set up a time to come to one of the shows in Dover. They used to perform at the YMCA, I think. And so I showed up, the first day of training, and it was right before a show, and he had me take a couple back bumps, and he wanted to work a battle royal that night. And ever since then, I started training, and I was going to DCW was kind of like Mark Harrow was my first trainer with the Gemini Trojans, and I kind of took a break from it. I fell out of it again. I wish I would have stayed with it consistently.
Light pulls sometimes.
Yeah, and then I started back up with Sean when 1CW picked up in 2014, and I was glued to it then. So
cool. Mm-hmm. Cool. So, who was your first match?
My first match was the first day I started training.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a 4-man over the top battle royal in 2006.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was.
They had a show.
It was a pre-show. Yeah, they had a show that night. I was on the pre-show.
Oh, cool.
And I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
That's funny. Everybody hates talking about their first match. I think that's why I asked that question.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no gear. I went out. I think in a gym shirt and a
Chris talked about going out in his Under Armour. So, not that that's bad, but not.
Yeah, because you're so green. You have no clue what's going on. So no clue.
So hey, let's take a minute and let's take a look at some of Brock's work.
Like I said earlier, Molly, it just takes the cover to now era because Russell will love Russell down there officially.
Russell will love
I think it's official.
It's official. Are we going to get a 450s involved from it?
Bob's just got a round of body slams. Oh, he picks up.
Oh, Brock gets one. You get a body slam.
All right, that's done. So I'm a big guy. I like seminars and stuff. Have you been to any seminars?
I have. We did a Bob Evans in 2019 at one of the 1CW shows. I'm trying to think. Actually, when I was training a little bit up at CZW, Drew Glulak was one of my trainers there. What an amazing experience that was. I mean, he's just a great guy.
Have you ever talked to Ty about him?
I have not.
Tell
no.
Ty.
Okay.
Ty met him at WWE, and
yeah. Drew was just such a good guy, and honestly, a lot of people don't like to talk about DJ High, but DJ High was so good to me. He was so respectful to me, and I still talk to him occasionally. And he's always been a great guy to me. So, but Drew, as far as what's the word I'm looking for? Like discipline when it comes to training was just out of this world.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Yeah, I don't think I never sweat as much at baseball and football camp than I did at a Drew and training with Drew. Yeah, it's just amazing. So
that's really cool. I can't wait to Ty find it out.
Yeah.
So, who would you like to work? Do you have any guys like in the local indies?
I mean, I love working with anybody.
You don't. Right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
I know some guys put out a list. Oh, this is who I want to work, and they put it out there and try.
I mean, honestly,
you don't care.
I love. I just any kind of work I can get. I'm all for it. But as far as, I mean, I think it was like 2 years ago. I worked the Patriot, and that was an awesome.
Oh wow.
I love Tom. Is just a great guy to work with, and a great guy in the back to talk to, and he's. I learned a lot from him, even from that short period of time
That's
that we
cool.
had.
They took that time to talk.
He's. I mean, in the ring, he's just so. The flowing is just. It's there.
Very polished.
There. Yeah. So.
Well, cool. So hey, I like to ask guys because you travel a lot. Whatever. Do you got any funny road stories or?
I do. I don't know if it's suitable for camera.
No, this is uncensored.
So when I was training at CZW, I don't know if you know the tag team now, the Rep with David and Nate, two guys in CZW. Well, they started in CZW. I started training with them when they were first started training. They're real big in the indies right now. So it was during a huge blizzard up in Philly. This is when they were at the South Philly arena, the old ECW arena, and DJ, we were students, so he said he ordered us to go pick up one of the camera guys for the show that night. And I was just tagging along with David and Nate, and I said, he wants us driving out in this stuff. Like this is insane. It's like over eight inches of snow in the city, and so we had to. And so I'm in the back seat, and David's driving, and Nate's in the passenger seat. And all of a sudden, David goes, "Man, my stomach is killing me." And I'm just like, all right, yeah, whatever. And literally the first thing we find is a Dunkin' Donuts. He aggressively pulls in, and he literally starts like sprinting inside. Well, not even 10 seconds goes by, and we start seeing all these people coming out of the store. Like there's like a gun, somebody's held up with a gun or something. Me and Nate are like, what in the world is going on? People were coming out because Dave was in the bathroom blowing it up so bad
Oh my God.
that the scent was just overwhelming that customers were running out the door. We were dying, cracking up in the seat.
Oh my God.
And it was one of the funniest things. And here comes Dave. Dave is like 10 minutes later, can barely even walk. And he gets in the car. And I remember he sits in the driver's seat and he lays back and he goes, ah. I said, we were like, bro, really? You
Man,
just made all them customers
You
run.
know how bad that could have been for you guys if he had just ripped. Oh my God.
Well, that's what I was afraid of. But yeah, they're just such great guys. We still reminisce and talk about that story occasionally when I talk to them guys. So they're just so busy.
That's cool.
So-
So hey, if somebody wants to reach out to you and book you, how do they get up with you? Twitter, Instagram?
So I have Instagram and Facebook. I have no Twitter. So my Facebook is on my full name, Brock Townsend. And my Instagram is Hybrid Monster 87.
Nice. Very
So, or email, but whatever. It's
Yeah.
just messing me on there. So,
So hey, I like to close out my podcast
Yeah, man.
by giving you an opportunity to ask me a question.
okay, that's a good one. So, who was well, you already told me your favorite wrestler was Warrior.
Yeah.
Okay, who was your least favorite wrestler of all time? Yes, I stumped him.
That's rough. I've never even thought about that.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
That really is.
Yeah. We'll get back to me another time.
I was Miles Millennium.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw that out there. He kind of got me during his interview. So
Hey, man. That's what that's a good answer because that's a true heel right there, baby.
hey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having
And,
me, man.
I hope they reach out to you.
I'm glad we finally got to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Love you, brother.
Appreciate it. Love you, too.